Welcome to this CentOS instructional video on how to automatically install and deploy CentOS Linux in the cloud. This video assumes that you already have a user account at CentOS, so if you don't already have one, you may want to view the instructional video titled How to Create a New User Account at CentOS. This video is available from the CentOS knowledge base under the category of instructional videos, and you can get to the knowledge base from the CentOS website by going to the main menu bar, click on Support and Knowledge Base. The first step will be to open a browser window and point the browser to CentOS.com, which I will do now. There you will see the CentOS homepage, and in the upper right hand corner of the screen you'll see a link labeled Account. If you click on that link, you'll see a pull down menu, and in this menu click Login. The login screen will be displayed where you will enter your email address and password associated with your user account at CentOS. Now I have a demo user account set up that I will use for the purpose of this video, so I will enter video at CentOS.com and then the password associated with that. You would of course enter your own email address and password and then press the login button. The account home screen will be displayed where you can view several different types of information, including the number of active processes, the number of active servers, and any invoices that are due, the number of open tickets you may have. Now, since this demo account is a new account, there will not be any active services, invoices due, or open tickets. So to automatically install and deploy CentOS Linux, go to the main menu bar and select Hosting, and from there select CentOS VMs. A screen will be displayed with a couple of options for ordering a CentOS VM. The first option on the page is for ordering one-time short-term CentOS Linux VMs, and the second option is for ordering monthly reoccurring VMs. The difference between these two options is that the one-time short-term option allows you to lease by the day, week, or up to a month at a time, whereas the monthly reoccurring option allows you to lease by the month and then automatically reoccurs each month. The one-time short-term option does not automatically reoccur when the lease expires. You must manually extend and renew the lease. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to order a one-time short-term CentOS Linux VM, so I will press the Order Now button associated with that option. This will display the product configuration screen, which shows the configurable options for a CentOS Linux VM. The first option allows you to select the amount of time you want to lease the system, and you can choose from a number of days, weeks, or up to a month. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to select 1 day. The next option allows you to select the operating system version. So from the pull-down list, you can select either CentOS 64-bit or CentOS 32-bit. I'm going to select the 64-bit option, and then you can pick the number of processors that you want, the amount of memory that you want, and the amount of storage that you want associated with your VM. Once you finish selecting the configurable options, then press the Add to Cart button to add this order to your shopping cart. This will display the order summary screen where it will show your new order and the options you selected. You can verify that your order is correct, and then if not, you can either edit the configuration or remove it from your shopping cart. From this screen, you can also continue shopping by pressing this button, which will allow you to add additional products and services to your shopping cart before you check out. For the purpose of this video, I will just press the checkout button to continue with the order for this one single item in the shopping cart. And then this will display the checkout screen where you can finalize your order. This screen will show you all the items that you are ordering, and in this instance it's just the one single item, and it will display the details associated with the user placing the order, and it will show you the available payment methods that were configured by the user when they created the account, and then you can add any additional notes or instructions that you want for the setup of your VM. And then you need to press the checkbox next to the statement that says I have read and agree to the terms of service. After that, you can press the complete order button to finalize the order and begin the build out process of your new CentOS Linux VM. This will display the order confirmation screen. Your order number is shown on the screen here, and from this screen you can view the new service you just ordered by going to the account menu bar, select services, and then my services. And this will display a screen that shows all of the products and services that you have ordered at CentOS. Now, since this demo user account was a new account, it will only have the one service we just ordered, the CentOS Linux VM. Now we can see that the VM is here, and we can see that it's in a pending state, and that means it is in the process of being built out. So it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to create and configure the Linux VM, so I will pause the video while that takes place, and I will resume once the build out is complete. I am resuming the video now. The CentOS Linux VM build out is complete. The server is now active and ready for user access. However, we still see this screen that shows the CentOS VM in a pending state. So I will refresh this screen, and that should now show that the CentOS VM is now in an active state. So the next question is, how do I access this new CentOS Linux VM that was just built? How do I connect to it? During the build-out process of the VM, you would have been sent an email to inform you that a support ticket was created that contains the connection information. This email would contain a direct link to a support ticket so that you can check your email, click on the link, and access the support ticket that contains the connection information. So you can get to it by the link in your email, or you could just go directly to your support tickets from this screen by going to the account menu bar, going to support and tickets. And you see this is your support tickets, and here's a list of all your support tickets, and here we see the one ticket that contains connection information. Now, before we look at that, let's go look at the details of the CentOS VM that was just built first, and then we'll come back and look at the connection information. So to view the details, let's go to the account menu bar, select services and my services, and then we'll see here's our CentOS VM in an active state, and let's look at the details of that VM. So we'll click the view details button. And that displays a screen that contains the details of the new CentOS Linux VM. And from these details we can see the host name, and we can see the amount of time that the VM was leased. We can see the operating system that was installed on the VM. We can see the number of processors that was requested, the amount of memory, and the amount of storage that was assigned to the VM. If we look a little further down on this screen, we can also see the expire date and the terminate date of the VM. The expire date is the date and time of when the lease will expire on this VM. At this date and time, the CentOS VM will be suspended, but it will not be removed. everything on the VM will still exist, but it will be inaccessible after this date and time. The terminate date is the date and time of when the VM will be deleted and removed. It will not be recoverable after this date and time, after the terminate date and time. Now the web interface will allow you to add time to an active lease by extending the lease, and you can extend or add time to the lease up to and until the expire date and time. Now, however, the procedure to extend the lease is covered in a different video, so you'll need to look at the list of instructional videos in the CentOS knowledge base to view that video. But be aware that in the View Details screen, in the details of the VM, there's a function there called Extend Server Lease. And you can extend your lease by days, weeks, or up to a month at a time using this function. But remember that to extend the lease, it must be an active lease, and you must do the extend function before the expire date and time. After the expire date and time, you would have to renew the lease, which is a separate function, and that function does not appear in this screen until after the expire date and before the terminate date. So between the expire and terminate dates, you would be able to renew the VM. So there's two different functions here. There's the there is the extend function that you can use to extend an active lease, and there is the renew function that you can use to renew a lease of an expired VM. Now the renew function, like the extend function, is covered in a different video, so you'll need to see the CentOS knowledge base for that video. Now finally, let's go look at the connection information. So we will go to Support and Tickets, and we will see our support tickets here. So we see the one single support ticket for a CentOS VM, and we see that the title of this support ticket, it contains connection information. So I'll click on this support ticket to display the contents, and the contents of the connection information contains things such as the host name, as you see here, and it contains a firewall connection port. It also contains a randomly generated username and a randomly generated password. Also in the connection information is an example of an SSH command that you can use to connect to your VM. Now be aware that the only firewall port that is opened for your CentOS VM is the SSH port, so you would have to use an SSH tool to connect to your CentOS VM. Now you can use the SSH command as shown in the support ticket, or you can use PuTTY or some other SSH tool. So to review again how to obtain connection information, how to view the connection information, you can go to the account menu bar, select Support and Tickets, as we just did, and then look for the connection information support ticket. Or we can go to the account menu bar and go to Services and My Services and look for the VM for which we want the account information, and then you can view the details associated with that VM and look within the details for a link titled Connection Information, and that link will take you to the support ticket that contains the connection information. So that is it on how to automatically install and deploy a CentOS Linux VM in the cloud. If you would like additional information on the various products and services provided by CentOS, you can go to centos.com and look in the knowledge base. In the knowledge base, there are lots of instructional videos that describe how to perform all of the features and functions associated with automated deployment of systems into the cloud. There is also a list of services provided by CentOS in the knowledge base, and there are lots of how-to articles out there as well. That is the end of this video. Thank you for listening and watching.